Why, good evening and welcome to Rockingham County Public Access Television Channel. I'm Professor Fredwood Q. O'Toole, the chairman of the Medieval Studies Department here at the Community College. I will be your host for tonight's 5th installment of the documentary series known as Medieval with Evel Knievel. Unfortunately, my co-host Evel Knievel could not be here tonight for unforeseen hospitalization.
Hey. Men kör, här är vi jag.
But the show must go on. Tonight's installment is about the knight known as Pyles Mitts. Pyles Mitts possessed the horrific holy smell. This smell followed him around, and it was wretchedly evil. So without further ado, I present Pyles Mitts, the knight with the holy smell. This is the story of that knight, Pyles Mitts. Pyles was a wickedly evil knight whose greatest power was his horrendous smell. Historians argue the origin of this horrific smell, but there is a consensus amongst noted archaeologists that it came from Pyles Mitts' incessant habit of bathing in animal feces. Wherever the holy smell came from, there is no doubt that it gave Pyles Mitts a tremendous amount of power. The local villagers were horrifically afraid of him and would abide to his every whim. You see, Pyles Mitts lived in a time when only 11 people inhabited the earth, and half of these 11 people were Tortuga whales. And let me tell you a little story about Tortuga whales. They are not... The family was arrested and the polar bear was returned to captivity. But back to the film at hand. Although Pyles Mitts was a knight, he was considered an outcast in the feudalistic society of medieval Europe. You see, not only did Pyles Mitts possess the holy smell, but he was also incredibly ignorant. I mean, he was as dumb as a rock. He was almost as stupid as my redhead stepchild, Randy. Oh, how I loathe you, Randy. Many historians also believe that Pyles Mitts suffered from some sort of psychological disorder. This is based on the fact that Pyles Mitts would constantly pee his pants. Just like my redhead stepchild, Randy. Oh, how I loathe you, Randy. Pyles Mitts would also preoccupy himself with the most useless tasks such as talking to dirt.
Hey, Dirt! How are you doing?
Also, Pyles Mitts was infamous for attacking trees at random and then flogging it with a stick until a stick broke. Which is not unlike how I treat my redhead stepchild, Randy. Oh, how I loathe you, Randy. Pyles Mitts was once the most feared man in Western Europe. He would use his horrible smell to fend off attackers such as King Arthur, Sir Lancelot, Prince Darien, President Grover Cleveland, Dick Cheney, and Sith Lord Vader, although the last two are disputed because some claim they are the same person. Pyles Mitts was able to fend off attacks from all of these tremendous opponents. Well, all of them until the incident. Gerald Ford famously presented himself as a common man by toasting his own English muffin every morning. Yes, Gerald Ford started each day with a Thomas's English muffin. And look what happened to him. Think about it, America. Dunkin' Donuts. Step up. Pyles Mitts was once the most feared man in Western Europe. He was a brave warrior, and he possessed the holy smell, but he would be no match for the great knight Sir Monathan Jicles. Brave Sir Knight Monathan Jicles was not necessarily the strongest man in battle, but he did possess no sense of smell which would aid him in his battle against Pyles Mitts. It was the making for a great battle between Monathan Jicles and Pyles Mitts. Monathan Jicles decided that he was going to be the man that put an end to Pyles Mitts. He was going to be the man that killed Pyles Mitts.
Pyles Mitts! You!
No, Monathan Jicles! You! Ha!
And that was the end for Pyles Mitts. Good night.